Howdy Om. Welcome. This video will guide you through the 12 poses in Dr. Fishman's Series 2, Yoga versus Osteoporosis. Sri Devi and I will each be doing a different version of the pose, so you can pick the version that's best for you today. You may need a block, a chair, and wall space. Have fun with your practice. Let's begin sitting comfortably either on the chair or the floor, and just center your awareness. Check your posture. Close the eyes. We'll chant Om together 3 times. Now stretch out the legs and just shake out your feet and legs and come to standing for the first pose. We'll begin with Tadasana. You could have a chair for balance or be freestanding. Put the feet parallel, comfortable distance apart, not more than hip width. And begin by grounding through both feet. Lift the toes, spread the toes, ground through the heel. Feel all 4 corners of the feet firmly planted on the earth. Lift the arch, come to the ankle, moving up to the knees. Over the ankles, knees are straight but not locked. Move up to the hips and adjust the pelvis. You may have to tuck the tailbone slightly, zipping up the front. Moving up the rib cage, bring the shoulders back and down directly over the hips. Lengthen the back of the neck. Maybe you have to bring the chin in slightly so the ears can be over the shoulders. Have the gaze forward, find a dristi at eye level. And bring the awareness to the top of the head, grow tall. Observe the balance, the stillness of the mountain. And relaxing, preparing for the chair pose. Keep the mountain pose feet, and if you like to have a chair for support, have the chair in front, hands on the chair, and inhale. Exhale, bending the knees directly out over the toes. Holding, breathe and hold. Take the arms up. Have the gaze up. Breathe. Weight back on the heels. And pressing down on the feet to straighten the knees, come up and relax. Shake out the legs. Next, we'll be doing the Warrior One pose. I'll be doing the chair version. Sri Devi will do the full pose, sitting on the chair. Or if you're doing freestanding, step forward, establish the foot position, the base, and bring the hips forward. Inhale, raising the arms overhead. Press into the back foot. Press into both feet. Bring the back hip forward, the front hip back to balance the pelvis. Gaze is up. And slowly releasing. Shake out the legs, and we'll reverse positions to the other side. Come into your starting position. Grounding through both feet. Raise the arm. Looking up. Press into the outside of the back foot. Straighten the knee. Check to see the hip position. Hips are forward in a closed hip position. And slowly release. Stepping forward. Shake out the legs. Now the next pose is the half moon pose. So you will want to be at the wall for this pose. Move your mat next to the wall. You can have a chair or a block for support. For half moon pose, have the back next to the wall. Front foot is turned out. Using your chair or block for support, lift into the horizontal position. Really stretch out through the back foot, which is flexed. Bring the back against the wall. Raise your arm up. Breathe and hold. Stacking the hips. Try to rotate the whole torso forward. And slowly release the pose. Shake out the legs and we'll move to the other side. Front foot is turned out and lift into the horizontal position. Stretch out through that leg and to the top of the head. Have the back against the wall and the arm up. Use the wall for reference to open the chest and the hips. If you're comfortable, you can begin to play with the balance by just moving slightly out from the wall or stretching, bringing the hand up. And slowly release the pose. Come back to standing. Shake out the legs. The next pose is the camel pose, so we'll be coming down to the floor. You may do this pose with a chair for support or freestanding. If you're using the chair, kneel in front of the chair with the buttocks just touching the edge, or come up on the knees and try to keep the hips in line over the knees. Inhale, hands to the low back, begin to open the chest, lift the heart, lift the lungs, look up, reaching back. Press the hips forward. Breathe into the upper lungs. To release the pose, slowly bring the hands back to the low back, coming up, head forward, and come forward, and relax. The next pose, we'll have to go back to the wall for the side arm balance. For the side arm balance, you have your choice of doing it with the knees bent or the legs out straight. Let's come on. Have the back against the wall. You can have your forearm or full arm balance. And use the wall for support. Flex the feet. Lift from the rib cage. Shoulder back against the wall, and you can bring the arm up. Lifting from the ribs. Breathe and hold. Isn't this a fun pose? It is. It's a challenge. And when you're ready to slowly release, use your hand for support. And we'll reverse to the other side. If you're having the legs out straight, really helps to flex at the ankles, stack the feet, and you could try having the full arm if you're ready for that. Let's lift up into the pose. Try to have an inclined plane here. Breathe, holding. Just hold however long is comfortable for you. When you're ready, and slowly release the pose and come forward. Take a full breath and relax. We'll be moving into Dandasana, the staff pose now. You could be sitting free or with the wall for support. And if you're at the wall, you can use a block behind the back to keep the spine engaged, upright, hinging at the hip. Bend the knees however much you need to. Press the hands into the floor. Looking forward. Hold and breathe. It's a great stretch for the hamstrings, strengthening of the spine. Just beginning to get ready for some forward bending. And slowly can release the pose. Shake out the legs. And for the other upward Paschimottanasana, you can choose to sit on the chair or lie on the floor. You could have a strap or without a strap. For the upward forward bend, use the strap around both feet, straighten the legs, and lift. Feet are flexed, knees are straight, engage the quadriceps. Bring the shoulder blades back to the floor or the back of the chair. Press the back of the head against the floor. And if you're lying on the floor, remember to keep the sacrum in contact with the floor. Then slowly release, bend the knees, release the strap, shake out the legs. Now we'll move into the twisting poses, starting with the supine twist on the floor. For the lying twist, you come onto the back. You can have a block if you're going to use a block for this pose. Have the knees bent, feet on the floor. Bring the arms out, shoulder height, palms up. Press on the feet and shift the hips to one side. Bring the knees up and slowly over to rest on the block or on the floor. You could try to have the legs straight out if you like that option. And gently turn the head in the opposite direction. Try to keep both shoulder blades in contact with the floor. Chest is open. If you need to use your hand for support, inhale, coming up, back to center, and bring the hips back to a neutral position. Prepare for the other side. Pressing into the feet, shift the hips to the opposite side. Bring the knees, or with the legs straight, slowly come over to the side. Keep the shoulder blades in contact with the floor. Turn the head to look over the opposite shoulder. Focus on the twist in the low back area. And with an inhale, lift the knees back to center or raise the legs up. Press the feet into the floor and bring the hips back to neutral and relax. Now you can roll over to one side and come up to sitting. The next twisting pose you can do sitting on the floor with the legs to one side, or you could do sitting on the chair at the wall. Sitting comfortably, feet grounded, sitting forward on the chair, or you're sitting with your both sits bones grounded and the legs out to one side. If you're on the chair, cross one knee over the other, and in both positions, inhale to lengthen, exhale into the twist, using the hands for support. Backhand is pressing against the wall or coming around behind the back. Lengthen as you inhale, deepen the twist on the exhale. Turn the head to look over the shoulder. And slowly release the head back to center. Release the arms. Release the legs. And we'll prepare for the other side. Bring the legs into position, grounding through both sits bones. Inhale, lengthening, exhale into the twist. Use the back hand on the wall as traction to gently pull the rib cage around, lengthen the spine, deepen the twist. Focus on the breath. Focus on the entire spine. And slowly release the head, release, coming back around. Now we'll move to the floor, or you can sit in the chair for the wrist stretches. If you're sitting on the floor, you might like to have a block to sit on. Have the back straight. Take the right arm straight out and turn the thumb down. Flex at the wrist, and with the other hand, pull gently back. On the wrist, keep the back up straight. Shoulders relaxed. Breathe. Focus on the wrist area. And release that side. Just shake out the wrist and the other arm. Arms straight, turn the thumb down, flex at the wrist, and gently pull back with the other hand. You can press the thumb against the back of the hand. Breathe. Make sure you're not rounding forward. Keep the shoulders relaxed, down and back. And gently release and shake out the wrist. Now for the arm threading. First, arm straight out, turn the thumb down and cross over with the other hand. Clasp the fingers together and pull the hands back towards the heart and gently release down towards the navel. Keep the shoulders back and down. Breathe. Focus on this stress in the wrist area. Make sure you're keeping the head up straight. You're not tensing in the shoulder area. And gently release. Shake out the wrists and hands and move to the other side. Turn the thumb down, cross over and clasp the fingers together and gently pull the hands through to the heart and gently release down towards the navel. The shoulders back and down, chest open. And gently release the thigh and shake out the wrists. Give yourself a hug. And now you can stretch out the legs and come onto your back, lying in Savasana for the final relaxation. Gently lie back. Have the feet and legs a comfortable distance apart. And gently tuck the tailbone, release the low back towards the floor. Have the arms away from the body with the palms facing up. Snuggle the shoulder blades back into the floor. And gently lengthen the back of the neck by tucking the chin slightly. Close the eyes and completely relax for the next 3 to 5 minutes. Let Savasana assimilate the benefits of the poses and the practice. Bring your awareness to the breath. See how calm the breath is. Bring the awareness to the mind. Letting go of any lingering thoughts. Turn your awareness to the peace within. This peace is your truth.